Technology has the power to do many things, and changing the world is one of them. The technology we're already exposed and accustomed to has paved the way for us to innovate further. And this list of current and future technologies certainly have the potential to change our lives even more. We've put together a list of some of the most exciting advances in future technology that will change our world. Whether it's improving health, solving food shortages, or just making virtual reality even better, these 10 ideas are sure to amaze you. Number 10. Floating farms. The UN predicts there will be 2 billion more people in the world by 2050, creating a demand for 70% more food. By that time, 80% of us will be living in cities, and most food we eat in urban areas is brought in. So farms moored on the sea or inland lakes close to cities would certainly reduce food miles. Here the idea is to feature millions of square feet of fish farms, a hydroponic garden, and solar panels on the roof to power the barge. They could be anchored to the seabeds of oceans, lakes, and rivers, and could be moved around by ship as needed. The different levels would be broken up by function, each of which would feed into and help to power the other. The roof would be covered in skylights and photovoltaic solar cells that would convert sunlight into energy. The goal of these water-bound farms is to bring sustainable food resources to parts of the world that need it most. Number 9. Self-driving trucks. With online shopping becoming more of a routine part of consumers' lives, shipping needs continue to grow. There is currently a shortage of drivers across the country. According to the American Trucking Associations, there's a shortage of about 51,000 truck driving jobs across the country. Autonomous trucks have been quietly making just as much, if not more, progress toward commercial deployment, and their impact on the transportation of goods will no doubt be profound. Tech leaders and financiers alike are confident that self-driving trucks will become the norm as early as the next decade. With all of the successful tests being completed by multiple companies, the world appears to be more confident about driving on roads where vehicles are being driven by technology. Number 8. 3D organ printing. For years, scientists have predicted that 3D printing, which has been used to make toys, homes, scientific tools, and even a plastic bunny that contained a DNA code for its own replication, could one day be harnessed to print live human body parts to mitigate a shortage of donor organs. No one has printed fully functional, transplantable human organs just yet, but scientists are getting closer, making pieces of tissue that can be used to test drugs and designing methods to overcome the challenges of recreating the body's complex biology. Many impressive research has led to lab-grown organs, but thanks to 3D printing, we will be able to actually design a perfect replica of the patient's organ and then manufacture it. Using biomaterials, especially from the patient himself, means no more risk of rejecting the 3D printed human organs. Recent developments have been very promising for 3D printing hearts in the near future. One of them includes building support for delicate biomaterial. Number 7. Energy storing bricks. Red bricks are one of the strongest building materials that have been widely used in construction for more than 6,000 years. Currently, bricks are mainly utilized in walls and are usually joined together using mortar. However, the day is not far when it can be converted into energy storage units that can be charged to hold electricity, like a battery. Walls and buildings made of bricks already occupy large amounts of space, which could be better utilized if given an additional purpose for electrical storage. While scientists caution that much more development is needed before these smart bricks are commercially available, they say the proof of concept holds promise that could one day turn the walls of a home into a battery to store renewable energy. Right now, these smart bricks cannot compete with the energy storage potential of the lithium-ion batteries used in many solar power systems. However, there's optimism that this new technology could be developed to provide a new storage method using readily available materials. Number 6. Robotic guide dogs. Negotiating an airport with its labyrinthine corridors, endless escalators, and myriad gates is never easy. Now imagine doing it if you were blind. That is where a robotic guide dog comes to the rescue. It offers an alternative to real-life canine for visually impaired people. They have the capacity to expand a blind person's comfort zones and possibilities, broaden their horizons, and allow them to think less about walking and more about what's waiting for them at the end of the route. The ultimate goal is that visually impaired people can traverse routes safely and efficiently at the same paces or even faster than ordinary people without the worry and hassle of visualizing the environment. The intention is never to replace guide dogs, but instead to provide alternative ways of giving enhanced mobility options to visually impaired people who are unable to have a guide dog or need a more affordable solution. Number 5. Quantum computing. Quantum physics has already changed our lives. Thanks to the invention of the laser and the transistor, both products of quantum theory, almost every electronic device we use today is an example of quantum physics in action. Imagine a future where new therapeutic drugs are designed far faster and at a fraction of the cost they are today, enabled by the rapidly developing field of quantum computing. From cryptography to supply chain optimization to advances in solid-state physics, the coming era of quantum computers could bring about enormous changes, assuming its potential can be fully realized. While a standard computer handles digital bits of zeros and ones, quantum computers use quantum bits or qubits, which can take any value between 0 and 1. And if you entangle the qubits, you can solve problems that classical computers cannot. The quantum race is already underway. Governments and private investors all around the world are pouring billions of dollars into quantum research and development. Satellite-based quantum key distribution for encryption has been demonstrated, laying the groundwork for a potential quantum security-based global communication network. Number 4. Smart food labels. With growing demands to reduce food and packaging waste, a technology that helps the consumer to make better decisions on food waste will always be well obtained. In today's technology-driven world, packaging with built-in sensors or microchips can help manufacturers ensure quality and freshness by monitoring the temperature of the product during its journey to the supermarket edge. To keep up with technology and make your life easier, creating smart food labels has aided the entire processing. A smart label is a label that integrates technology that extends the functionality and contents of labels or packaging beyond conventional printing methods. This can come in a variety of forms, from RFID tags to QR codes to near-field communication. Overall, smart food labels have great potential for the future. This will significantly reduce food waste and cut the number of people suffering from food-related bacterial diseases. This technology is still in development, and scientists are working on other uses for this label. Number 3. Self-healing living concrete. Concrete is the world's most popular building material, and ever since the Romans built the Pantheon from it, some 2,000 years ago, we've been trying to find ways to make concrete more durable. No matter how carefully it is mixed or reinforced, all concrete eventually cracks, and under some conditions, those cracks can lead to collapse. Scientists have developed what they call living concrete by using sand, gel, and bacteria. Researchers said this building material has structural load-bearing function, is capable of self-healing, and is more environmentally friendly than concrete, which is the second most consumed material on Earth after water. This concept of self-healing concrete is still a thing of the future for commercial and residential buildings due to the production cost. However, this concrete is currently being looked at for use in building underground containers for hazardous waste. As this technology continues to develop in the future, the self-healing concrete could make a huge impact on the construction industry, as well as the environment. Number 2. Internet for everyone. For nearly 2 decades, ubiquitous access to the internet has been the elusive dream of technologists, policymakers, and ordinary users. But today, the prospect of worldwide, always-on and high-speed internet communications is in sight and could become a reality within a decade. About 47% of the global population of 7.6 billion people doesn't have internet access, as tough as that is for those of us in internet-rich locales to imagine. But companies are working on ways to bridge this digital divide, and systems based on low Earth orbit satellites are becoming a big part of the conversation. Google's Project Loon aims to provide internet access to everyone on the planet through a network of balloons traveling on the edge of space. The primary objective is to provide connectivity to rural and remote areas and help people get back online in disaster-hit sites. Elon Musk's Starlink plan accounts for an eventual 40,000 satellites in orbit to blanket the globe in internet coverage, far surpassing any existing satellite internet service. The ingredients for universal connectivity exist today, but success requires the right mix of strategic investment, political will, and laws that make creative approaches and local solutions possible. Number 1. AI-based early disaster warnings. In the last few years, AI has become ever more powerful. AI-powered systems can already predict the prices of stocks, which involve the analysis of numerous variables. Likewise, researchers are applying artificial intelligence to accurately predict natural disasters. By predicting the occurrence of natural disasters, we can save thousands of lives and take appropriate measures to reduce property damage. AI-based systems can scan images obtained from satellites orbiting the Earth and look for any changes that could help to predict the occurrence of a natural disaster like landslides, floods, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis. Deep learning systems could help analyze seismic data, which contains the magnitude and patterns of previous earthquakes. The analysis could enable the early detection of future earthquakes and aftershocks. However, as for any innovation that comes out of this emerging technology, the AI-based systems still need to go through multiple reliability tests to prove their readiness for holistic and real-life implementations.